So hey guys, welcome to the video. We've got a competition going on right now for you to win an epigenetic test for 6 months. So you get all the analysis, you get a nutritionist, you get a geneticist, I don't know if I said that right, following you, helping you for about 6 months, taking you into the new year, helping you reach your goals. So all you have to do is comment BEAST in the comment section, like the video. I'm going to pick a winner, and for everybody else, hit the link in the description, enter your email, and you got your chance to, well, basically get a £50 voucher to buy a DNA kit. So you got £50 off. Enjoy the video, guys. See you later. So you got any sort of history on that, where it comes from? I mean, obviously, they reckon that Hercules had a load. It obviously comes from Zeus.
Yeah.
And then there's Hercules.
Is that what you're equating to, mate? He's a god. Brilliant.
So
okay.
Zeus, Hercules, and then obviously he all stemmed off through the DNA gene pool, spread his seed.
Sure.
But that obviously that's that's
of course, mythology.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, regards to the MSTN, I mean, there's been lots of studies done on it, mainly animals, and you've seen, as you alluded to previously, there's lots of things of babies born with muscle on muscle.
There's that iconic picture that
baby's leg
that's done the rounds.
Yeah.
That you see a picture of a baby that's built like a brick house, like 3 months old, bulging biceps, bulging arms, bulging quads.
Yeah.
And you try and read into, what happened to this baby, and because there's 2 types, isn't there? There's type 1, type 2.
Yeah.
So a type 1 is when they're born and they're like stacked.
Yeah.
They don't live very long.
No.
So within a couple of years, maybe less, that baby that you saw, the picture, and I'm sure people will have seen it, that baby has disappeared, it's died.
Sure.
So type 1, how you explained it to me a couple of years back was, you got the Belgian blue cows.
That's the one, yeah.
So they have no myostatin, and myostatin is a limiting factor into how much muscle mass you can put on.
Exactly that.
They're type 1.
Mm-hmm.
So how long do they live for?
Well, I couldn't put a calculation on it. I mean, the issue that you've got carrying muscle on muscle on muscle is it's still weight.
Yes.
And people still seem to forget that obesity, body fat, even though it's body fat, it's body weight. Muscle, even though it's muscle. Does the heart generally work harder pumping blood around more muscle or around the body with more fat? You've got to weigh this one up, really.
I would say work harder pumping around muscle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So how long do these cows last for? If they've got muscle within muscle, the body weight's still weight within the heart.
Yes.
So every action has got an opposing reaction. As much as it might look fantastic to have all these fantastic muscles, is it going to function and be worth actually, from a day-to-day point of view? Obviously not, because it doesn't live very long.
Yes.
And trying to carry that around as you would with your 200 odd kilos, it's not that easy to do. And even 170 odd kilos now, it's still weight is still weight, even though you've lost a lot, and you probably still feel much better for it. The MSTN, I mean, as you alluded to with the Greek mythology coming down, passing down to Hercules, the demigod, and there we go.
Descendant of Hercules, just saying.
So the myostatin, I know they're trying to develop various drugs to muscular dystrophy.
There is there's a hormone called follistatin.
Oh, follistatin, yeah.
And that blocks myostatin.
Yeah, it can do.
So I when you told me this, I read into it.
You don't want to take any of that.
I read into it very deeply.
Yeah.
And you can get hold of it. It's a product called follistatin.
Yeah.
And that blocks the myostatin production within your body.
Sure.
And then if you produce no myostatin, your body doesn't know limits. It doesn't know when to stop putting muscle on.
Sure.
Am I talking sense?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
I mean, he told me this. I'm just repeating it. So, I suspect that one day, powerlifting, strongman, bodybuilding, one day there's going to be a drug developed.
Oh, completely.
That completely blocks myostatin production within the human gene pool.
Completely.
And we're going to see some monsters.
Completely, but then on the offside of that, the human skeleton can only carry a certain amount of weight. Right. I'm sure the heart will give out to a certain degree. To a certain degree, I think we're getting to the limits of where the human frame can carry, probably.
Well, I find it quite really interesting because I believe that at 6'3", I was 196 kilos, 433 pounds, and I've done a DEXA scan. I was 22.3% body fat.
Okay.
So the muscle mass I was holding, I think the lean muscle mass I was holding, it was something ridiculous, like 360 pounds of lean. Like if I was 0% body fat,
Sure.
I'd be 360 pounds, like monster. So it makes me wonder. I mean, you said I was type 2. Is there anything in between, like type 2, type 1, or is it just?
It falls into two main groups. I'm sure there might be hybrids in between there that fall in and out, but mainly from a genetic point of view and specific gene variant, it falls into two camps. Like muscle fibre typing, you've got different slow twitch, fast twitch, you've got different types of muscle fibre typing. But I'm sure, as more data comes out, there might be slight deviations going back and forth, but it hasn't been studied that much, to be fair. It's still in its infancy. I think in the next couple of years, like you mentioned, there will be a drug used, and I'm sure bodybuilders and powerlifters will get it. Yeah. But the reaction, the negative side of that.
I've heard of people taking follistatin.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably have. But there'll be some sort of injection or some sort of pill, potion, or powder that will allow you to become pretty much the Hulk, I would have thought. But
pretty much did.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. So, but I think the human body, we're getting pretty much as far as we can, naturally, quote unquote. There'd be gene editing that certain companies are doing, taking specific gene variant out and putting one in. Playing around. But if you take a gene variant out and for a specific predisposition, you've got to remember that genes are a family and they all communicate with each other. So taking this one out, putting this one in, what's the knock-on effect?
Yeah. Down the line.
Exactly, you don't know that. I mean, they did it with a baby in China. They took the HIV gene variants associated with that, and its intelligence went up. But who would have known? It could have gone the other way. Something dreadful might have happened, and they've not. Wow. No one studied this, so it's the long-term effects.
I mean, there's so many of these studies and things that go down. That was one of them.
Yeah.
You know, people trying to sort of almost breed out.
Yeah, pretty much.
The myostatin production.
Yeah.
You've got gorillas as well. People trying to sort of give that gorilla gene to the human.
Sure.
Human gene.
Well, I think it was the Russians were trying to do that during the Second World War.
Was that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Just imagine.
It's not great.
Some big Ivan Holden hog, big silverback.
Yeah.
Running on a war field.
It'd be like Lord of the Rings with those massive great big orcs, wouldn't it? Exactly the same. It'd be exactly the same. Yeah, it's quite worrying, but humans, they've got trying to play God, which is fine, and certain things, but there's certain other things that I think we need to rein things in, because we're gonna make ourselves extinct soon, I think.
Jeez, yes. I mean, it's going to happen one day. I mean, the MSTN gene, I believe I got it from my mum.
Sure. Well, you mentioned your mum's calves and stuff.
My mum's calves are like that.
Yeah. We should profile your mum. We could give her a test and see where you got the variant from.
I think so. We should do that. Yeah. So on the back of the DNA I did with you, I also did a heritage DNA test as well.
Okay.
And it all just it just got me interested into this, into the DNA side of things. Yeah. So this DNA test come back, and it said I was sort of 40% Scandinavian, like Viking.
Yeah.
And I was like, this doesn't make sense. Both my parents are English. So I went to my mum and said, what's this about? I'm 40% Viking. And this is how I found out that my mum was adopted from that area, from sort of the Viking side of the world.
Okay.
And there's no doubt the gene's from her, because the second my mum lifts a weight, her arms blow up, her shoulders blow up. She's 59 years of age, in incredible shape, and her calves. Yeah. I'll have to take a picture and show you. They're just ridiculous. And obviously, it's been passed down to me. I can see it in my daughter. Okay. My daughter's.
I remember seeing arm wrestling at school.
Yeah. So my daughter was. This is quite funny actually. My daughter did a sports day. Didn't do that great. Okay. She's a big girl, the tallest and the widest. Yeah. And I said, "How'd sports day go?" She went all right. And then she come home. I said, "But we had an arm wrestle after." I was like, "Oh, did you? How'd you do?" So I beat everybody. And I was like, "What? Everyone? Like boys and girls?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, in your year, she's year 5 at the time.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I was like, what about year 6? Yeah, thrash them as well. The boys and the girls. So the
wow.
whole
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
she owned everybody. I think there was even talk of her taking a teacher down
Oh,
as
wow.
well.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
it's definitely there. And I see it in my son as well. My son's got these big, I mean, he's only 7,
Yeah.
but you know, he's about 40 kilo, big shoulders,
Yeah.
big quads. I see skinny, but I was skinny as a
Sure,
kid. But you
yeah.
can see that definition. You can see the abs, big back.
Okay.
So it's definitely something in the gene pool that I'm quite lucky with. So here's a business proposition for everyone out there. How'd you think about this, James?
Okay.
Buyanathlete.com.
Buy an athlete.
New business idea.
Right, go for it.
So okay. So you go on this website.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to buy a basketball player?
Okay.
You buy sperm off LeBron James. you want to buy a swimmer kid?
Yeah.
You buy sperm off Michael Phelps.
Sure.
You want a strong man?
Okay.
You want a strong kid?
Sure.
You buy sperm off Eddie All the Beast.
Naturally, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice and easy. We can set it up.
Yeah.
We can do a delivery service. We can put it in you know, we could do it into a zippy bag, send it out, and you can put it in yourselves.
You should go to Dragon's Den with that one, I think, definitely.
I mean, I just don't think I'll be able to keep up with the
I
orders.
wouldn't have thought so, buddy. No,
No.
to be fair. I mean,
No.
you'd be off the hook. Yeah.
Right. Well, James,
Lovely.
mate, an amazement of information.
Brilliant.
I'm super thankful for you coming up and
That's
talking
all right.
through this.
No problem at all.
We've got, so we did the first DNA test.
Yep.
So has this changed?
These
Is
ones
it-
are slightly different. It's a bit more glamorous because you get to spit in a tube as opposed to rub a cotton bud in the inside of your cheek.
Oh, in your cheek.
Yeah, so...
I did it in my bum all last
Oh,
time.
did you really? That one,
Yeah, did it
that's
still
MSTN is
did it
more
st-
prominent there, apparently.
Did it still come out okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Right, so am I meant to swish water?
Have a
before
little
I
bit
do
of
this?
water, then all we need to do, we pop the funnel in the top, and then if we can get 2 ml of fluid in there with the funnel does actually work quite well as opposed to getting most of your saliva down yourself.
Okay, so we've got the tube in there. What's this fluid
That's
in
the
here?
stabilising fluid, just to make sure that your sample stays intact in between transit. It'd be good
Okay.
to go for a good couple of
And
months.
then
in
we've
there.
got a how-to 6 simple steps.
Yeah, it's fairly simple.
So register, go to mudo.com/epicitid, fill up the saliva with foot to the 4 ml line. Excuse me for this.
The glamour.
Oh, is that it? I've got to, bloody hell, I'm going to
You're
have to
gonna be
spit in all day. Put it on.
There we go. 3 more.
I won't no spit left. Snot doesn't work, does it? No. No, I've literally got no spit. Dehydrated. That's the problem. Dehydrated. I'm just thinking about a nice kebab I'm going to have tonight.
1 more. Nearly there.
Well, that's only foam though. It's like a frothy pint. We're still nowhere near.
So we need to break the samples off sometimes, but it just allows you a slightly better analysis. Slightly more is better than less.
Yeah.
You just need to rerun it again. Biggest challenge you've done since the 500 deadlift, isn't it?
That's enough.
There we go.
Right,
Lovely. That'll
we've
do.
got we've got 4 ml there.
And pop it in the bag.
Pop it in the bag. Okay.
Wonderful.
And then pop that in the post.
Perfect.
Done. And then how long for the results?
With your epigenetic results, it should take between 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. And then what do you get? Obviously, there's the app as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean the app that you've got on your phone collates and explains everything fairly easily.
Okay.
They give you your biological age, gives you a traffic light symbol if it's in red. And then obviously
there's
it's
problems.
slightly older than what you are. You've got a slight issue, but the recommendations in there. And again, we try to gamify genetics because it's fairly complex. Just
Yeah.
follow the recommendations. Introduce this into your diet. Maybe train like this. Introduce saunas, hot girl
Oh,
treatments.
right. Okay. So off the back of this test,
Yeah.
you download the app.
Yeah.
The results upload to the app, your
That's it.
results.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can go through and see your biological
Exactly
age, your
that, yeah.
earring, your eyes.
Yeah, and it gives you recommendations to improve that area.
And then you've put the recommendations in for
Perfect.
diet,
Yeah,
and
exactly
for
that.
training,
Yeah.
and wow,
It's all on there. Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's a nice, easy system.
Yeah, I mean, trying to explain genetics as we've done today is quite difficult to do through text. When you
Yeah.
talk to somebody about it and explain it and put it relative layman's terms, it resonates with most people.
Yes.
So everyone understands that genetically we all look completely different with genetic traits, but they don't understand that genetically we all absorb our food, respond to exercise, sleep and stress in exactly the same way. So it's knowing what you've been dealt, and maybe you might have a high stress response, maybe you haven't got some beneficial predispositions, but if you know that and you can put certain things in place to hopefully dilute that slightly, then why would you not want to do it?
Yeah, that's completely true. Well, I mean, the test we did a couple of years back, it really reiterated some of the stuff I was doing to win the World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
Number one for me was I had a deficiency of sort of absorbing omega-3s and fish oils.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was doing it anyway, but my fish oil intake went through the roof.
Sure.
And it paid dividends. You know, I felt absolutely incredible when I started doing that. I still do that to this day.
Okay.
I've got a big bottle of fish oils at home. Every morning, neck it.
Okay.
Every night, neck it.
Perfect.
And it's just getting that fish oil, keeping them
and you're monitoring it with your blood work, and now
Yes.
you can monitor it at a genetic level. So you get this back every couple of months, and you can see
Right.
where your metrics are actually at.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this test, it's been 4 weeks since my stem cells.
Yep.
Hopefully, it'll make some big changes.
Hopefully, yeah.
And then we'll perhaps do one in about another 2 months.
Yeah.
When they said the stem cells will kick in.
Exactly that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. Well, it's all interesting stuff. Guys, I can't recommend it highly enough. Everything in here has opened my eyes to the gene pool, how the human body works, the nutrition side of things, and the deficiencies that you can have as well, because you can tell a lot from the DNA test, can't you, about what you're deficient in, what your gene pool. Maybe you can absorb vitamin K easier, vitamin D easier than others. Maybe you're vitamin D prone to be deficient. Maybe you can't absorb certain nutrients. You have to eat more of those nutrients to be healthy. So can't recommend Mudo anymore. They are just a phenomenal company. They've helped me no end in my diet after the World's Strongest Man. Not so much the lead up. We didn't meet until I won the World's Strongest Man 2017. But it's super interesting, all the stuff. And the most interesting thing for me was finding out the MSTN gene, the Hercules gene. What can I say? Descendant of the gods. Right, guys, thanks for watching. So like the video and subscribe to the channel, but I'll see you again soon. Big love the beast. See you later.